Hi, my name is Super Henry 2. I am going to be teaching you how to use AdrianBar's map editor. If you would like to see future content on scenario editing, please click the subscribe and like button. So first thing you do when you get the AdrianBar's app open, AdrianBar's game open, and we're on the definitive edition, is you go to the map editor. High definition is also quite similar, but you may get in a little differently. So we're going to do create scenario and jump right on in. And we're going to go over the basics of how to use AdrianBar's map editor in this first lesson. We're going to do this for about a few minutes, just going over the brief setup. So you have map, your trained, which basically just paints the land. And you have your players, so you can set your players 1 through 8, number of players, starting age, and then all the obvious. Your units, buildings, heroes, and other. If you want to find stone, gold mines, and resources, you gotta set it to Gaia, and then you can find stone mine or gold mine, like so. That's probably one of the hardest things to find is that stone mine. And then we go to diplomacy, and you can deal with how people are teamed and the game rules on that. The global victory, options, messages, cinematics, and triggers. Now we're going to be spending most of our time in the trigger section, and that's why I rushed over to it, because everything else is just kind of just straightforward, click, press, and pretty straightforward. So let's look at how to create a trigger. To create a trigger, you have to press new. And then once you create a trigger can have a condition and an effect. Now, an effect will happen only once unless you loop it. If you loop it, it's going to loop infinitely, and the trigger is going to happen over and over again infinitely. You can have your trigger description, your short description, make headers, display on screen, display as objective, easily managed right here. Trigger name to keep managed. Down here, after you press new, and let's do tutorial 1. Now that we got tutorial 1, we can go down here and we press new condition. And we're going to make this looping, and we're going to put a timer on it, a timer condition. Every 10 seconds, we're going to activate the effects of this trigger as long as all the conditions are met. So we can put a second condition, so after 10 seconds have passed, we can look for a second condition as one of these. Accumulate tribute, AI signal, bring object to area, bring object to object, capture object, chance, destroy object, difficulty level, diplomacy state, and so on and so on. And then once all conditions are met, we can set up an effect. And then there's a lot of things we can do with the effects. You can get further control of the effects by using Age of King Trigger Studio, which I will put in the thumbnail right here, so you can check out Age of King Trigger Studio download for HD. So it's much easier to copy these triggers. I'm not sure if it's working for Definitive Edition. I still have to do some research on that, but it does work for HD. And that's all we're going to go over for now. How to create a trigger, how to create a condition, and how to create an effect. And then let's just say, let's just make a quick, easy effect of accumulate tribute. Or yeah, that's the effect. Or let's just do activate trigger. So tutorial 1 trigger list, we're going to activate tutorial 2. Trigger 2. Tutorial 2. So every 10 seconds, we're going to activate tutorial 2. So let's delete that, and we're going to be stepping into tutorial 2 in just a moment here. So there we go. And press the next video here, and we will get to the next video. Thank you for stopping by.